We're at Frenchmans Cap and it's about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm just about to have some breakfast and I'm so excited. We're going to head off and do our first overnight hike. Oh, it's a little bit fresh and foggy, but I think it's going to clear up. It's going to be a really beautiful day, so I'm going to have some breakfast, then probably head off in about half an hour, hit the trail. Let's go. This is Frenchman's Cap, a hike in a World Heritage area in a remote part of Tasmania. 1,446 metres of elevation, 54 kilometres round trip, and one heck of adventure. It usually takes 3 to 5 days for the return trip, but my plan was to do it in 2. That was my plan from the beginning, and I was tested both physically and mentally by this hike, but at the same time, completely blown away by its beauty and its awe. The hike starts out pretty mellow. There's a few really nice bridge crossings here, which were really fun, to be honest. But one thing with this hike I want to mention is that I'm really blown away by all the effort the volunteers put into this hike. There's lots of little steps and there's lots of paths along the journey to help preserve the track. So I was very blown away by that and very grateful along the path, because it would have been a lot more challenging than it already was if that wasn't for there. I'm going to leave you with this for a second and just enjoy the sounds of nature. After 4.5 hours of walking, this was a great sight to see. This is Vera Hut, the first hut on the trail. You can stay here the night, as many do. There's heating, a place to cook, a place to sit, and if it's been raining and cold, it's definitely a lovely place to get out of the weather. After I left the hut, I was greeted with a few lovely little waterfalls, and even you could go swimming at the bottom of these too. But after I started heading on the trail, heading deeper into the forest, the elevation really started to increase. This is where I found myself really getting tested here, physically and mentally. One of the most brutal uphill sections, and 6 hours 30 minutes, 19 kilometers later, I'm cooked. I have been greeted by the view of the summit. We still have 2 hours to go, but look at this. This is absolutely incredible. I remember coming out of the forest and being greeted by that view for the first time. It was such an incredible experience. Just seeing these blue skies and endless valleys of mountains. I never really thought this existed in Australia. Such a beautiful part of the world, and it completely took my breath away. Doing this hike solo as well was really a really amazing experience, just being in the middle of nowhere by yourself. I did meet a lot of people along the way, had some really beautiful conversations, but being in the middle of nowhere and spending the majority of the hike by myself was a memory that will definitely stay with me for a lifetime. I knew when I got to this part of the hike and I could see Frenchmans Cap right there, I knew it wasn't going to be long until I make it to the last hut, Lake Tahune. So I just really wanted to soak this part of the hike up and just be. Once we started coming down these stairs, it was only another kilometre till we made it to the Lake Tahune Hut. There it is. That was a great sight to see after 20-something kilometres of hiking, 8.5 hours. That's a dry room, and also the whole hut has heating all year round, which is really amazing. I didn't record too much when I was here because there was a lot of people around. The area was pretty much full. I got one of the last spots inside the hut. I went for a swim in the icy cold waters, had some dinner, had a bit of a regroup, and then I started making the way to the summit for sunset. This is the view from about halfway up on the summit. You can see the Lake Tahune Hut, the lake, there's a toilet block there, and the helipad in the absolute middle of nowhere. This was honestly my favourite part of the hike, was to take the backpack off and start heading up to this summit. The way the light was hitting these rocks too felt so incredible. Honestly, felt like I was in another planet. I just hadn't really seen anything like this in Australia before in this alpine region. As you head up, you can see snow in the distance as well. As I got closer, I had to play in the snow, made some snowballs. I just did not expect that to happen in December. But a lot of people were saying the weather can be very unpredictable. So even though you see me here hiking in this beautiful day, I got shorts and t-shirts on, things can change so quickly. And even now, you can have snow the following day. I knew the closer we got to the summit, the steeper it was going to get. But honestly, I was just enjoying every single moment of this. I knew that this part of this hike was coming to an end. And I was really just taking it all in. It was such an amazing experience to be able to look at the summit from in the morning and to be so far away from it and to be able to make it to that in one day. I felt so grateful for my body. I feel so grateful for my journey of traveling for the last year of this beautiful country. I just wanted to soak it all up and be in the moment. I just want to thank you for being here and being part of my hike and my journey. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button because the journey's just beginning. Peace.